Hi, in this video, I want to talk about details, but more particularly, I want to talk about when you should put details on your painting. Now, if you know me just a little bit, you know that I love to paint with step-by-step processes. I build a ton of tutorials online with clear step-by-step to help my students. Matter of fact, if you are watching this video during the first week of its release, you can participate for free into one of my classes in the 1-week portrait challenge that comes with a free course. I'll put the link in the description of this video so you can join in, and if it's past the due date, no worries, we usually open the challenge once a year so you can still register for the next one. But in this video, I want to talk about details and when you should apply details on your painting. You see, when you're painting any art, any painting whatsoever, portrait, landscape, anything that you can imagine or recreate from a reference picture, you should always follow certain steps. The first one is probably to sketch. The second one will be to apply the basic colors. Then the third one could be to render those colors. And then on the fourth step, adding details would make sense. Now, different artists out there will have different processes. Obviously, this is not the same process for everybody, but it's definitely a process that as a newbie or beginner, this is going to make a lot of sense for you and give you a straight roadmap to be able to create with more ease. By the way, if you like this video, take a moment to click on the subscribe button. This helps the channel to grow faster and for us to create more free videos like this one. Now, when I started to do illustration digitally, I had no idea that I needed to actually follow steps. What I would do usually is get super inspired, see an illustration, and start applying details right away on my illustration to try to copy what I was seeing from my favorite artist. Because when you're looking at your favorite piece of your favorite artist, the thing that strikes the most to your eyes are usually details. And so we get confused and we start to apply details right away, which usually is our downfall because it's much harder to actually to correct your illustration once you have put in the details. This is why you should always wait a little bit later, place the basic foundation of your illustration before adding any details. Now, adding details can take a lot of time, a little time. This is only up to the artist, really. Personally, I'm trying to be as efficient as possible and not go into macro details all the times, although I very much like to add details to my illustration. But this is really the place where you can lose a lot of time, and sometimes what you want to do is add the details that will attract the eye of the viewer more than giving information that are not necessary. Like in this case, for example, this illustration, I could have went and add a lot more details. I could have add skin pore, a lot more details in the hair. I could have also detached the eyelashes, for example. But what I did is to actually just establish enough detail that would attract the eyes of the viewer to the interest part, like the eyes, the lips, the hair, without going overboard. And this is a great lesson for you. If you have the tendency to lose a lot of time on details, sometimes try to see if you can simplify things. This will make your illustration easier to read and therefore more efficient in their format or in their use, basically. I usually always try to actually save time when I'm adding details. Like the perfect example here is with the clothing. To make sure that I didn't have to draw each individual flower to the perfect flower they're supposed to be from the reference picture, what I did is to do a sketch of a flower, something close, but I knew that I would be adding texture on it to kind of wash away the pattern. Then I made sure to duplicate the pattern to create just a big pattern and then apply this on the whole clothing that she had. The idea here is not to be completely perfect, but to give the illusion that you have a lot of details without having to spend so much time on each individual flowers. And that's it for this video. I hope that you now understand when you should place the details on your illustration, and I hope I was able to help you to put some structure within your process. If you want to see more videos like these, you can always subscribe, and otherwise I'll see you either in the 1 week portrait challenge or in the next video. Have a good one.